My name is Lotus Lloyd, once again, here at the Reproductive Justice Alliance Flea Market. We're going to have a Q&A session with the founder of Tiny Hearts Remembered, celebrity right here. So, get hyped for that. I'm going to start by asking you some questions. First, who are you? What's your name? Where are you from? And what are you representing today?
My name is Danielle Nicole, and I am from Cleveland, Ohio, but I currently live in Toledo, Ohio, which is about an hour and 30 minutes away from here. Today, I'm just very thankful to have been invited to be able to speak about the organization along with any donations that we receive. We'll greatly appreciate that.
Yes, please scan those codes. There's a Cash App and a Venmo code right there. The money goes to a good cause. Also, we're on live. Hello, live. We might be going on live on 2 channels. Very exciting. So, what inspired you to start Tiny Hearts Remembered?
Yes, so back in 2016, I found out that I was pregnant. And then when I went to the doctors, they told me that based on my HCG levels, I would either have a miscarriage or twins. So me being the positive and bubbly person that I am, I'm like, okay, we're gonna have these twins. I'm small, I don't know what's gonna happen, how they're gonna fit. And then as time went on, I started having different symptoms as such as bleeding and constantly going back and forth to the emergency room, but the doctors always told me that everything was okay. And then I was scheduled to hear the heartbeat, and the night before that doctor's appointment, I actually had to go into the emergency room, and then I later found out that I was losing the baby. I did decide to miscarry at home, so I had the choice to miscarry, go through a D&C at the hospital or miscarry at home, and I did choose to miscarry at home in the comfort of my own home. With that situation, I felt as though it wasn't a better outcome either way. Either way, it was going to be an emotional process for me, but just being able to be in the comfort of my home helped me personally deal with it because I did not get any support from the healthcare providers. I didn't receive a brochure. I didn't speak to a social worker. I didn't even get anything afterwards. It was just, okay, make sure you come back every week until your ACGs are back to 0. And then after that, I didn't receive a follow-up. So I'm like, okay, time went on. A lot of people don't know, I originally wanted to start an organization called Too Perfect for Earth. But then I think it was still fresh with the situation happening, so I kind of just pushed it out of my mind. And then years later, I'm like, okay, I love graphic tees, so I wanted to make t-shirts. So we do have like Mommy of an Angel t-shirts on our website. And then I'm like, okay, I want to be able to do more. So I decided to just write out what I wanted to do based on the services and the support that I did and did not have. And that's how I came up with Tiny Hearts Remembered, Inc. Our mission is to decrease the negative impact of pregnancy and infant loss through support programs, education, and advocacy. So I had a little bit of each of those topics, but not enough. Years later, I found out the type of pregnancy loss that I had, which was a blighted ovum. I didn't even know it was various types of pregnancy losses at that time either. My doctor just said you were losing the baby. So after being able, years down the line, looking at my chart, because some of us may not even know how to read our charts from the doctor's office, especially when you're pregnant, because they don't walk through that with you. So with that, I realized that I had a blighted ovum. That means at some point in time, my baby just stopped growing, and they didn't know the cause of that. But it was years later, so I couldn't even reach out to my OB at that time to speak about it. So with that, we have a lot of programs, so bear with me. We have 3 pillars. The first pillar is support. So that is more of our emotional and financial resources that we provide to women who have experienced pregnancy and infant loss. We have a private Facebook group called Angel Mamas. We have about 479 women in that group. That means they all experience, some women have experienced 10 losses, and in the group they're able to just chime in whenever they want to and get that support 24/7 that they need in regards to their emotions. We have Tiny Hearts Bond. That's just a point for us to get together and spend time with each other. At one point in time, when I lost my baby, I didn't feel like a woman, because in my mind at that time, it's like, okay, I'm a woman. I'm supposed to be able to carry a baby. I'm supposed to want to have a baby. When in reality, not every woman wants to be a mom. And that's just the reality of that. And to know that that was taken from me was very hard for me to grasp that concept. So just being around other women, and if you want to talk about your babies, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. So we've had a paint and sip earlier this year. We had a vision board party, just different activities just for us to kind of come together. We have our support group, so we meet once a month. Sometimes they're topic-based, so we've had a OBGYN come on and speak. We've had someone come on and talk about depression and self-care, so that's something that we promote within our organization, is self-care, because when I lost my pregnancy, it was very hard for me to sleep, so I was taking NyQuil just to sleep, and that wasn't okay. That could have turned into something even more dangerous than what I was already doing. So I do like to share that, just because when you lose a baby, I'm not the same Danielle that I was before I lost my baby. So if you do encounter someone who has experienced a loss, try to understand that they are not the same person that they were, and they are dealing with that depression. They are dealing with something simple as being able to get up and brush their teeth and take a shower is very hard for them, because all they want is their baby back, and there's nothing anybody can do or say to bring their baby back. So we try to promote that with our support group. Right now, we are raising money so that we can start our Tiny Hearts Give program, which is where we are able to help women with their hospital bills. So we know hospitals are a business, but for us as angel mamas, I like to call us angel mamas, it's very traumatic to get that reminder in the mail that I lost my baby with the hospital bill. So just want to be able to help them do that, and then the extension of that will be able to help with just household bills. So for me, after my loss, I had to go straight back to work, and I worked in a nursery. So it was very difficult for me to go into work every day and take care of somebody else's baby, knowing that I felt like I couldn't save mine. So being able to just give us that time off that we need, because we don't get that. And then another one of my favorite programs about the support is Tiny Heart Share. And that's where I go live on Instagram, on Facebook, and then for those mamas who are not comfortable, I do interview them on Zoom and upload to our website, and they just share their stories. They share as much or as little as they would like, and then I also have them share just encouraging words to other angel mamas that may watch the videos. And then lastly, in our support group, thank you for bearing with me, we have a lot of support services, is our Tiny Hearts Care. And that is where we provide those care packages to women who have experienced pregnancy and infant loss. Last year, we were able to donate to St. Vincent Labor and Delivery. That's a hospital in Toledo, Ohio. And this year, we are donating to Toledo Hospital. So if you are familiar with the Toledo area, Toledo Hospital is very big. So within those care packages, we always have a teddy bear, just because it helps them have this as a memorial of their baby, a teddy bear. Last year we had necklaces, so this year we have books. We try to have reading materials every time we have a care package, and then just a lot of self-care items, information about the support groups in our brochure as well. So we want to make sure that even though a woman lost her baby, or even though she lost her pregnancy, instead of her leaving the clinic or leaving the hospital empty-handed, she'll be able to have that care package to help her navigate through her loss journey or her healing journey. And with that, that's all of our support groups. And then we are in the process of creating our Empower program, and that's basically educational and life skills, just to teach young girls between the ages of 14, and then we're going to go all the way up to women the age of 35. Just this basics of education and occupation and wellness and just fitness, just all those different skills that pertains to high risk of pregnancy and infant loss. And then we have advocacy, Tiny Hearts Advocate, and that is opportunities like this, meeting people like you, and just speaking about our organization, webinars, discussions. I know May 20th, if anyone is ever in the Toledo area, Saturday, May 20th from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m., we are actually having a baby block party. And with that, that is an opportunity for women who are pregnant. They can get the resources that they need, and if they have lost a baby, they can get the resources that they need as well.
Can we give it up one more time? What an amazing coach. I'm once again so happy that you're here. Oh my goodness, there was so much there. This is going to be a hard question. But what is your favorite event/program that you've had over in recent times?
Putting me on the spot. I have two. So I would say Tiny Heart Share, because I didn't know a lot of people who experienced loss until I experienced and shared my story on Facebook, and that's when like people were calling me and Facebook messaging me like, oh, I experienced it too. And I'm like, well, how come no one's talking about it? Why are we just sweeping it under the rug? And I know that some people are not ready, but for the people that are ready, I wanted to have my platform be that platform that they can come on and be vulnerable and share their story. So the stories that I've heard is very tragic. Women losing their children because they're being murdered by loved ones, and women having multiple losses back to back. So just being able to just hear those different stories and wanting them to know that they are not alone, because we feel like we're alone and we're the only ones that's experienced the loss, when in reality we're not. So I would say that's one of my favorite programs that we have, to be able to just listen to all of the different stories. And we have I think it was Thursday or a few days ago, I actually interviewed a woman. She was from Australia. So it's not just here in Ohio, it's not just here in the United States. So just being able to hear all those stories. And then I would say the Tiny Hearts Care Packages. I like being able to raise the money. So last year, our goal was $300, we raised $500. This year, our goal was $400, and we raised $1,000. So we were able to... with our volunteers, and even having local, because we donate them to the local hospital, but when people find out that we are actually giving away those care packages, they'll actually send us a message on our website to see if they can get one as well, because sometimes they don't get that information from the hospital.
Once again, thank you. What effects have you seen from your programs in the community, either locally or just in the groups you serve across the world?
Yes, so one of my favorite success stories that I like to share is one of the angel mamas that's in the group. She experienced her loss over 20 years ago, and she was in the group. She was kind of quiet in the group, and I don't force anybody to talk. Sometimes you just need those encouraging quotes and me going live, and you're just not ready, and that's okay. And 2021, she actually shared in the group that just based on the support that she received from us, she was finally able to name her twins. So just something that other people may think is little is big to us as angel mamas. So simply giving your baby a name was very impactful for her. And then she started actually sharing on her Facebook page about her loss. So that was one of the most successful stories.
And why do you think that your angel mamas are not getting this information that they need and getting the support that they need?
I just feel like sometimes it's one of those things, because it's common, and just kind of get over it, or because you're a woman you can always get pregnant again, and that's not always the case, because sometimes you learn that there's different sorry, I'm having a brain freeze. Other aspects that comes with causes of infertility. So like I shared with my angel groups, and I have no problem sharing this here as well, I had a leak procedure, so they had to cut a few inches off of my cervix. So with that, they already told me that when you get pregnant, you may not be able to carry your baby full time. So that was after my loss. So I'm just like, well, was that a reason that I lost my baby? Still to this day, don't know. Then I was recently diagnosed with fibroids as well. So all these things, factors are to cause infertility, and then doctors aren't doing anything. So us as women, we're constantly stressing ourselves out trying to figure out why, and that's not helping our bodies get to where it needs to be to be able to carry and conceive a child. So being able to be around other women who know exactly how you feel, it helps just a little bit.
And what can people do to support people who are grieving the loss of a child or anything similar?
Definitely be gentle with your wording. Don't tell them, oh, you can always have another one, because you just never know how many times they've tried. Like I shared, some women have tried 6 or 7 times. So telling them, oh, you can just get pregnant again, that's more hurtful than helpful. Ask them about their baby. Ask them for permission to ask about their loss, because sometimes, just for example with me, I get the Happy Mother's Day text messages and phone calls, and I really truly appreciate that, because people think that just because my baby has wings and is in heaven, I'm not considered a mother. It's not taken away from anybody who has a baby physically on earth, because I know it's difficult being a parent, but if you just take a moment to think, have you ever tried to love your baby that you never even got to meet? So that's hard as well. So just being able to, when those special holidays come up, just kind of reach out to them and ask them, how would you like for me to be on this journey with you?
Thank you. We as a lot of college students aren't necessarily thinking about like, their own pregnancies and things like that, but they do want to help. As you can see, many people gathered here for the Reproductive Justice Flea Market just to support the general cause. How can we support your organization?
Yes, so even though we are in Toledo, we have support all around the world. So right now we have an opportunity for virtual volunteers, and with those virtual volunteers you have the opportunity to be on different committees. So we have fundraising committees, so different ways for the organization to raise funds. We have marketing committee. If anybody wants to take that over for me, please let me know. You can definitely do that. And then also our programs have different committees as well. One of our favorite committees is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. A lot of people don't know that that is in October. So most people know October as Domestic Violence Awareness Month, but it's also Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And we try to really go hard in October and then take a rest November and December. So if anyone is interested in just planning those events, so we'll be collaborating with another organization in Toledo called CARE, and they have a walk of remembrance. So we'll be helping them with that this year. In the past, we had our paint and sip, and we still have our support group sessions, so different opportunities. So if you're ever interested in just helping with that background, behind the scenes work, and then obviously if you're ever in the Toledo area and we have events, you all are more than welcome to attend.
And how can we reach out and get connected with you?
Yes, on social media, on TikTok, we are Tiny Hearts Remembered with ED at the end. And then on Facebook and Instagram, it's Tiny Hearts Remembered Inc. We have a YouTube channel now, so it's Tiny Hearts Remembered Inc. And then our website is www.tinyheartsrememberedinc.org.
Thank you. And are there any, you mentioned the Black Party coming up, are there any other events coming up that we should know about, that we should tune into?
Yes, so with that, Saturday, October 7th will be the Walk of Remembrance in Toledo at the Botanical Gardens. So if you are in the area with that, the person who leads that, her name is Colleen. She's amazing. She's been hosting the walk for years, and we have a ceremony where she actually reads off all of the babies' names. So for example, my baby's due date was 5/31/17. The nickname that I gave my baby was Blueberry. So, you know, just being able to be around other women during that time is very special. And then all the other events, we have some local events that we do with our volunteers. So all of that will be on our social media as well.
So like, follow, and subscribe. Do you have any final thoughts to share with the group before we close out? Also, to everyone out there, if you haven't yet, scan those QR codes. Donate right now. This, as you can see, this org is very important and very amazing, and we really want to support them the best that we can. So show up. If you take a picture of the QR code, you can share on social media so that other people can donate as well. Do what you can. But do you have any closing thoughts, things to share with the group?
Yes, I would actually like to shout out, I can't remember the name, but the doulas and the midwives, I would definitely like to shout out you all. Yes, yes. I am also a full spectrum doula, and the Toledo area, and with that, a full spectrum doula is someone that helps with individuals who are pregnant, and then we go into their homes during the postpartum side as well. So after they leave the hospital, if parents are not comfortable with giving baby their first bath, we're able to help them with that. If parents they need sleep and they don't get a lot of sleep. So most of the times when I'm walking through the door, they're like, oh, I'm waiting for you all week, and they hand me the baby and go take a nap for a couple hours. And then also, unfortunately, if babies pass away, I'm able to provide support, that grieving and bereavement support to them as well. And then I was recently certified as a miscarriage doula, so now I'm able to assist those women who are actively going through their miscarriage, or even if doctors feel as though they're going to have a miscarriage, I can catch them during that time and be able to walk them through that self-care process. So doulas are definitely needed for women in the community, because we need to be able to teach them how to advocate for themselves, because sometimes it's like, oh, well, this is okay, and it's like, no. For example, oh, well, fibroids are common, especially in Black women, but that doesn't mean it's okay. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't be worried about it. So also being able to help them when they go into the doctor's appointments. It's not us always speaking up, but if the doctor is asking a question, the mom answers and the doctor leaves, and I'm able to kind of talk to them and say, how did that make you feel? And then they're like, okay, I still don't understand. We'll make sure you tell them that when they come back in. So just allowing them and giving them the tools that they need to advocate for themselves, because when you're pregnant, it is life or death. And you shouldn't play with that, and you shouldn't allow anyone else to just kind of brush you aside. I know one of my clients, in her previous pregnancy, she was dealing with preeclampsia, so high blood pressure and those type of things. And she texted me and she was like, you know, this nurse here, she's telling me that blindness, because she was like having blurred vision. She was like, blurred vision is a part of pregnancy, and it's normal. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not something you text me. You call me. You call me, and just letting her know. And then she said the nurse had the audacity to tell her, well, are you up to date on your eye exams? So it's like, that's kind of why you have that doula, to be able to first calm you down. So they don't kick you out of the hospital, but be able to calm you down and walk you through the proper way to kind of get that advocacy back that you need for yourself, and asking those questions, whether it's me being there and I have the questions on my phone, or I encourage them to write those questions down, or I text the questions over to them just so that they can remember, but letting them know that you have a right to ask those questions. And even when you are in the hospital, you're about to give birth, if a nurse isn't nice to you, if she's treating you nasty. With one of my other clients, I had a nurse who had an attitude with her because she didn't know how to use a bedpan. I never used a bedpan either. You can't assume that everyone knows how to use certain things. So during that time, being the doula that was actually in action, then I was able to just let her know, it's okay, I got it. So just being able to advocate and be that additional support for them. So once again, shout out to all of the doulas. You all are doing amazing work.
That was so on topic. That's the perfect thing to say. Thank you so much. Can we get another ginormous round of applause? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, y'all. Once again, I'm going to ask you to scan those QR codes. I'm going to ask you to donate. I'm going to ask you to share a picture of the QR codes to all your friends who haven't donated yet. If you know, my friend overslept today, they didn't come, I'm so sorry. Send them a screenshot. Tell them to donate. Because these are great orgs that we're supporting in Ohio and also across the world, as you saw with the impact. I want to thank you all so much for coming out. Have a wonderful day. Stop by the Community Block Party near, where's the block party? At the field, down that way. So, come on out to that after this. Have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you so much for your time.